Welcome to all in the class. In the previous class, we were describing the state estimation that to find out the number of states, say n, we take in place of n because we can find the two states with the two equations, but we take more than two. If number of states are 2 and if we take the n plus 5, then 5 measurements, then 5 is the degree of freedom, which are called the additional measurements which we have taken, and this is done to minimize the error in the system. And then with the help of more measurements than the number of equations, how we solve it? First of all, we develop the model of the system. Irrespective of whether the system is linear or non-linear, we develop the model. So for an example, we took this linear system and we develop a model of this equal to this. This was the model. You can write this z in terms of the z1, z2, z3 in terms of x1 and x2. And after optimization, we reached on the conclusion that system state x, they are given by this formula G inverse H transpose W Z, where H is the system matrix, W is the weights, Z are the measurements, and G was the H transpose WH. H again system matrix and W is the weights. So with the help of this, we optimize we find out the x1 and x2, which minimize the error in the system states. This was the formula. This we drive in the last class. Now, in place of say for the two states, we have taken the five measurements, and depending upon depending upon our experience and the quality of the instrument, we give the weights to each measurement, W1, W2, W3 and W4. We give them the weights. Now, in place of each measurement, measuring once, each measurement means, say you are measuring Z1. In place of measuring Z1 once, now we measure Z1 number of times. We measure means if 5 measurements we take, each measurement are taken, say n number or p number of times. First measurement is taken 10 times, second measurement is taken 10 times, third measurement is taken 10 times, fourth measurement, 5 measurement, like this. So this is Z1, Z2, Z4, Z1, Z2, Z3, Z4, which were here, these. They are multiple time of measurements are done. Each measurement is done multiple times for further improving our results, because it is very important to estimate the system. Why it is important? Because we are going to take the decision on the basis of those measurements receiving at the control center. So in that case, now what we do? If we take the number of measurements, then suppose Z1, this I means I can be 1, 2, 3, and you say Z2, second number of measurements. Now it is being taken number of times. Say it is taken 10 times. So each time we will see, and M is the mean. Say it is taken 10 measurements, and first measurement M is the mean of all those measurements. Suppose you have taken the 10 or if you have taken the 50 measurement, mean of all means sum of all divided by 50 is the mean. Now we will see each measurement of first one, how much time it is away from the mean. So it is called the deviation. We will find deviation from the each measurement, then square of the deviation, and multiply it how many times it is coming. What is the meaning of this? Say ऐसा देखिए, अगर सपोज करिए आपने कोई वैल्यू मेजर किया 5 एम्पियर. Now 5 ampere, or you can say 5 is the, say for example, the exact value you are measuring, your instrument is giving the 4.9, and 4.9 out of 50, the 4.9 is coming, say 5 times. So this 4.9, and how much it is deviated from 5, say mean. mean is say 5, and it is coming 4.5, 4.9, 4.9 minus 5, and how many times it is coming? It is coming say 5 times or 10 times. So multiply with the frequency divided by the overall frequency. Overall measurements 10, say it is say 50. So and the square root of that, it is called the standard deviation. You might have studied what is the meaning of standard deviation in case of, in the 10th class we study the standard deviation in the statistics course. So in this way we find the standard deviation of uh, each measurement. Say for Z1 or for Z2 we find the standard deviation, because for Z2 we do the 50 measurements. For Z2 means for Z2 is the instrument at, for example, at bus number 2, and that bus number 2 you are measuring 50 times from the same meter. So from the same meter you are measuring 50 times, then we will see what are those values 50 times and how much away it is from the mean, what is the frequency of that measurement, total number of measurement, and this is called the standard deviation. Square root of that is called the standard deviation. Now our intention is to minimize. What is our you see here again in the previous class we have seen this E is the error. Error is equal to, this is the measurement, each Z1, Z2, Z3, Z4 are the measurement at 4 places, and these are the after theoretical model how much its value should be. So this, and our intention is to minimize this error, E1 square plus E2 square plus E3 square plus E4 square. So our intention here is to objective function. This is the objective function to minimize Zi minus this, then Z1 minus this, Z2 minus this, means what is the, you see again here. If you put 1 is equal to I, 1, 2, 3, you can put as I, Zi minus H, I1, X1, H, I2, X2, like this. So, and square of everything, even square, E2 square, E3 square, divided by the standard deviation. This should be the minimized. When you minimize this, finally this E1 square, E2 square, and our formula which we have earlier above we have seen the formula. This is the formula that H transport WE. This is to be minimized. These are the weights, and again the same formula you will apply here. Sorry, you will apply here. We will get this weighing weights. You will get weights is equal to 1 minus sigma 1 square, means standard deviation for the first measurement, standard deviation for the second measurement, standard deviation for the third measurement, standard deviation for the fourth measurement. तो पहले हम क्या कर रहे थे, वेट्स अपने एक्सपीरियंस और इंस्ट्रूमेंट की क्वालिटी के अकॉर्डिंगली हम डिफरेंट मेजरमेंट्स को वेट दे रहे थे. नाउ इन प्लेस ऑफ गिविंग वेट, on the basis of that we are doing the number of measurements and we find out what should be the weights, and this comes out to be 1 by standard deviation square. जितना deviation से दूर होगा उतना ही हमारा मिस्टेक ज्यादा होगा. So this is the weight. अब weight हम for each instrument we give the number of measurements, and then the weights are given by this. So and rest will be the same formula which we derived earlier. This G inverse S transport WH is equal to X. Same formula will work. Only thing is, in place of weights, we find 1 by sigma square, 1 by sigma 2, 1 by sigma 3 square, 1 by sigma 4 square, means standard deviation. So this is the just change. And now on the basis of this, is it clear or not, Mr. Nitin?
Yes, sir.
On the basis of this, we will take one numerical question first. Then the things will be more clear. So as I told, first of all, we are considering the same numerical question that.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, who is speaking?
Sir, अशोक की रिक्वेस्ट एक्सेप्ट कर लीजिए सर.
अच्छा, okay. Okay, 2 Ashok have joined. Anyway, so the same numerical question we have taken. This is the system. This is our system, linear system. For this system, we know uh, after solving this, we find the system matrix. System matrix is this. System matrix is this. This value is obtained. Now, in this numerical question, we assume that for the system shown with the H, for the system shown with the matrix H, or you can say we can drive the system by giving if the circuit diagram is given. Suppose circuit diagram is given, from the circuit diagram we obtained this system. Now either this system is given or circuit diagram is given, it is the same thing. Only thing is, by applying the basic principle of electrical engineering, basic electrical circuit equations, we can develop this model. In this case, the model is already given, and we do the 4 measurements, I1, I2 and V3, V4, 4 measurement to find out what is the V1, V2, means what is the system voltage V1 and V2. Is the question clear or not? क्वेश्चन क्लियर है? देखिए, इस न्यूमेरिकल क्वेश्चन में इसमें आपको Z1, Z2, Z3, Z4 ये वैल्यूज गिवन है और आपको निकालना क्या है? दिस X1 एंड X2. ओके, ये हमारे सोर्स वोल्टेजेस निकालने हैं एंड दिस 4 आर गिवन. तो इसके लिए विद द हेल्प ऑफ स्टेट एस्टिमेशन, तो हमने क्या किया, देखिए इसका जो सेम फॉर्मूला H ट्रांसपोर्ट H इज गिवन, W it is given that you measure W1, W2, W3, W4. W1, W2 100, W3, W4 50. तो ये आपने मेजर कर लिया. Then multiply H transpose W, then again multiply H. It is a G. Then G inverse. Take the inverse. So H transpose W. This is the H. You know what is H? Multiply by W. This is H. This is W. So multiply this. You will get this matrix. H transpose W. अगेन H ट्रांसपोर्ट W ये आ गया, फिर इसमें H, दिस H इज गिवन, इस H को फिर मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे तो WH आ गया. देन वी फाइंड द इनवर्स ऑफ दिस. H ट्रांसपोर्ट WH इज कॉल्ड द G. टेक द इनवर्स ऑफ दिस. ये वैल्यू आ गया इनवर्स. ओके, इनवर्स आ गया. देन वी डू H ट्रांसपोर्ट W पहले निकाल चुके हैं, जस्ट मल्टीप्लाई बाय Z. इट इज Z. H ट्रांसपोर्ट W ऊपर निकाला हुआ है, तो वी विल यूज दैट, मल्टीप्लाई विद Z. H ट्रांसपोर्ट WZ ही आ गया. नाउ G इनवर्स का इसमें मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे. व्हेन यू मल्टीप्लाई G इनवर्स इज you did above, multiply this, you will get the 15 and 15.8 and 7.7. तो दो वैल्यूज आ गई इसकी, X1 और X2 की वैल्यूज आ गई. ये X1 X2 की वैल्यूज आ गई. तो ये जो X1 X2 की वैल्यू आई है, ये इस बेसिस पर आई है कि जो हमारे 4 मेजरमेंट थे, द 4 मेजरमेंट्स हैव बीन यूज्ड इन सच ए वे दैट ऑल हैव कंट्रीब्यूशन फॉर फाइंडिंग द X1 and X2. Otherwise, with the help of 2 also you can find the X1 and X2, but here we use all the 4 measurements. All the 4 measurements contribute to find out the X1 and X2 according to this formula. Is this point clear? So that we can go ahead. ये यहां तक आप कर सकते हैं अपने आप. सिंपली मैट्रिक्स फॉर्मूला के अंदर H W Z की वैल्यू रखा है एंड नथिंग एल्स. कर पाएंगे यहां तक? इफ सिस्टम इज गिवन, वी फाइंड आउट H, पुट द वैल्यूज, यू विल गेट द X1 X2. जितनी भी आपकी सिस्टम स्टेट्स हैं उतनी निकलेंगी. इज दिस पॉइंट क्लियर और नॉट?
यस सर.
Brijesh, Narveer, the point is clear or not? Mr. Nikhil, not clear? Vikas Tiwari, the points is clear or not? Vikas, धीरज,
हाँ जी सर.
क्लियर है?
हाँ जी सर।
कर पाएंगे इसे? हाँ, ओके। तो वेरी फ्यू आर रेस्पॉन्डिंग। Anyway, now I am asking you, if this thing is clear. Now I am asking you one question, that say here you see, with the help of the 4 measurements you find out the x1 and x2. Suppose in place of 4 you take 10 measurements, whether the result will improve or not? रिजल्ट आपके बेटर हो जाएंगे या नहीं होंगे? इफ यू टेक in place of 4, if you take the 10 measurements for the 2 quantities, then degree of freedom become 8. देखिए पहले क्या था degree of freedom? For the 4 measurements, the 2 system states had to be calculated. So 4 minus 2 is equal to 2 is the degree of freedom. Now in place of 4 we take the 10 measurements, 10 instrument लगा के 10 places पे measurement लें, whether the result degree of freedom will be 10 minus 2 is equal to 8, whether result will improve or not. चेतना बताओ, चेतना, रीनू, धीरज, वीरेश, दीपक, नरवीर, आर यू लिसनिंग मी? विकास?
यस सर।
हाँ वीरेश, व्हाट इज क्वेश्चन? क्या कह रहा हूं मैं?